What's going on, Uncle Woosters? We back here again to give you what's good in the hood. But lately, what's going on in the hood hasn't been so good, so we're gonna give you that too. Got some real serious issues, some issues that's been real touchy in our community. So we just want to give you what we feel is the real deal, and separate it from the nonsense. And you know what I mean, that's pretty much it. Give you what's going on here from our perspective. You know what I mean, we're getting a lot of media coverage, but a lot of times when you get big media coverage, they're more interested in creating a story than they are reporting the news. So we're gonna try to be as accurate as we can. We're going to try to stay away from as many the facts of the cases we can, because we're not attorneys and we don't want to jeopardize any people of the accused, and we don't want to disrespect the alleged victim as well. But we do want to state our opinion, and we would like to hear from you. If you want to chat in or call in, you're more than welcome. But you know.
Excellent.
Just felt like it was time for us to be heard.
Yes, excellent segue. Excellent segue. Thank you, Nephew Jet. We'd like to thank y'all who get the chance to tune in, and I'd like to thank all of y'all who have been tuning in and have been sending messages on the Facebook and trying to let me know that we wasn't on yet. You couldn't find us. Well, you couldn't find us. Whew. Them jokers done did it, and I expected them, just like they say themselves. You should have expected us. Yeah, I did, but I didn't think these dudes was gonna go this far. They done hacked my goddamn Facebook and my goddamn Uncle Woo show. You guys really should get a life. Well, I guess you do. This is your life, I guess. I don't know. But leave me alone, dudes. I got voicemails. I got emails. I might play my voicemail here. Since Nephew Jet said he couldn't believe they hit my jack up, I might give it to y'all later on. It's real serious though. I'm laughing to keep from being so angry right now, and I don't think I'm really angry as much as I'm offset from what's going on in our good little old town here. And we do want to make sure that we're going to shine some what's good in the hood for you too. So I don't know, Nephew Jet, what do you think we should go? That way first, or bring it on in?
I think we got to take it at the head.
Take it at the head? Let's go for it. Okay, well, if you want to call in, I don't have it up here right now. 740-219-9686. I'm giving y'all my number right now. If you log in, it should be inside the chat as well, so you can get it on there as well. So go to the chat, log into the chat, and the number should be up there as well. Now I'm not worried. They already got my number. Those masked men, they got it. But that's where we want to go. We want to go straight to this. But first of all, let us clear the air. We want to clear the air on a few things. The first thing is this. As Nephew just said, we don't want to try to jeopardize those who are accused or disrespect the victim here. Okay? I want to say this here. Please understand this. I'm going to speak for both of us. We do not condone rape of an adult, and we really double, triple don't condone rape of a youth. I don't care if it's by an adult to the youth or the youth to a youth. We don't condone that type of activities.
Not at all.
Yes, that's totally unacceptable. And we don't say this just because we're on camera. If anyone knows us, we'll actually follow that logic and give you that same thing and say, yeah, no, them brothers is too much in the community actively to do something like that. And that's why we're here. Because we like to try to bring what's good in the hood. And we're going to tell you what's good in the hood. But we usually do that first. But right now, we just want to stick to this here case and let y'all know that if you hear us say Steubenville Pride, it's for a reason. If you hear us say Steubenville Big Red or Roll Red Roll, it's for a reason. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm wearing my red and black right now. And I will rock it all day, every day. And it's for a number of reasons. And just because, that's what I want to do, just because you see us or hear us say that, that don't mean, because people have been twisting our words here.
Right.
You know, they hear us say roll, red, roll. That means we pushing the football agenda. Well, we are pushing the football agenda because they got a nice program.
Right.
You know, real nice program. Me personally, I might have some personal attacks against Coach Sack, but most of y'all don't know, man, Coach Sack been fly since way back and still is. But hey, it's just like anybody else in my circle. If I disagree with you, I'll say it. And I'll say it right here, right now, and I'll say it in your face. I mean, but there's no harm done. Well, not for me. Hey, I mean, I don't mean no harm by it. However, we refuse to let, and I say it again, I said it on my Facebook page, we refuse to let alone hometowners, but we refuse to let out-of-towners come in here and try to make us dislike our town and our school, and try to make us feel bad because we say roll, weird roll. We've been saying it for the longest, and what in the heck make you think we're going to stop because you say we should stop? Because you got a mask on, and I'm supposed to follow the mask. I'm not following you jokers. You feel me? It look like Nephew Jake got the big red shirt on.
Yeah, I'm a proud fan of Big Red football, and I'm a proud parent of a Big Red football player. You know, currently on the roster. And what I want to do, I want to try to separate a little bit of the fiction from the fact.
Go for it.
For one, the alleged incident happened while the kids were on summer vacation. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that separates the act from the. I think the date is August 12th.
11.
August 11th.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the first separation of the incident from school. The school wasn't in session. Okay. Mm-hmm. Also, it wasn't a football team thing because it didn't happen on any school property. It wasn't something that was ordered or even condoned by the head coach. And there was other kids. Obviously, there was other kids from other schools present at this house party, I guess they were having.
Hmm.
So I just don't see the connection between the incident and the school, other than every time there's anything negative, there's a certain crowd that always wants to attach it to the school. I've heard these same people, these justice seekers, that when we had a couple guys killed last year, that they were actually celebrating these people's deaths because they were graduates of Steubenville Big Red and they were former football players. So I don't see how you wrap your mind around making those kinds of statements. I don't see how you then filter in that you stand for good and you want justice and you want people punished. And some of the things you say, you can't possibly think that God's motivating you to say these things. You know what I mean? So there's only, and like I said before, there's only two powers that influence the will of man. That's God and the devil. When you're saying hurtful things to people, which one do you think is influencing you? I'm not going to tell you what's influencing you. You think about what's influencing you. When you say hurtful things about a person, about a school, about a team, many of these children you don't know, and they're all children. Many of these children you don't know. Many of you talk about Coach Sarkoch and you don't know him. Most of you haven't had a personal conversation with the man one-on-one, or ever even bothered to ask him what he thinks about anything, to really have any valid opinion on him at all. You know what I mean? But I've heard untruths about how he was protecting people because all he cares about is winning football games, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because if you look at the of all the names that you've heard that's been of any involvement in this whatsoever, pretty much the best two players got arrested. So if you was protecting the integrity of your win-loss record, it seemed like you would, you know what I mean, like, I'm going to give it in terms that anybody can understand. If it's the Denver Broncos, and they got some people from the Denver Broncos in trouble, and everything is so corrupt and fixed, and the football coach is running everything. You think he's not going to protect Peyton Manning? He's going to surrender Peyton Manning so he can keep the kicker. No. This has nothing to do with football. This has nothing to do with wins and losses. The police investigating the situation, and everybody who they had any testimony or evidence of that did arrestable offenses, not appalling offenses, not things that make you upset, arrestable offenses, they were arrested. And they said the investigation is still ongoing. But see, that's the way the court system works. But usually the way the court system works won't satisfy a lynch mob, which is what most of these so-called justice seekers have become. They're more interested in punishment than they are justice. And people that are more interested in punishment than they are justice are evil. And you can't reason with them. They don't want to hear facts. They just want somebody hurt. You know what I mean? And ergo, the threats to Harding Middle School, where the kids vary in age from 10 up to 14. What kind of person are you that condones that kind of attack? And how dare you condone that kind of attack and then have the nerve in your next breath to question somebody else's morals? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's hurtful to think that every time that we bring up Big Red, that somebody is attaching rape to it.
Yes.
Or before it was, you attach crime to it, guns and drugs and anything negative. And these are people that they've had these axes to grind throughout generations. They hate Big Red because their dad hated Big Red because his dad hated Big Red. With no clear reason at all, because there's no school that I hate. But I'm guessing it's because I don't have a reason to be jealous of them. I feel like anything that we ever needed to handle with another school, we can handle it on that field, or on that court, or on that track, or on that baseball diamond, or on that wrestling mat, or on that golf course, or the tennis court, or the swimming pool, whatever it was, you could sort all that out there. You know, for years, for the last decade, Willing Park's basketball team has been better than Big Red's basketball team.
Spanking.
I'm not mad at Willing Park.
Mad at Big Red. Get the game up.
That's all you got to do. Get your program together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there's no school that I hate. There's no school that I want to see any program. Toronto had an elite baseball program for years.
Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto Red Knights had a monster baseball program for years. I never wanted to see it shut down.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was happy for them. Willing Central, dominant football program. They got multiple state championships. They got more state championships in football at Willing Central than we do at Big Red. I never wanted to see their program shut down. I always, because it's kids playing.
Right,
you know
that's
what I mean?
the thing.
And a lot of these kids need the program because some of them don't pursue college unless they're playing football, which they all should.
Right.
And we want all the students to try to further their education and go to college and become productive citizens. But we want every avenue open, including football, including basketball, including swimming, including debate team, you know, bar nothing. So why would we want to see somebody's program shut down just because they beat Big Red every year? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And you know, I want to chime in on that also, especially on the part where those influences. He didn't want to say it. You're not going to think of me. You're not going to say it, but you're following the devil's influence. If there's only two powers, as he called it, but I'm going to say it's one power, really, God, but devil has an influence on you. When he uses influence, if you give him that that whisper that he puts in you, and you follow that, then you gave him the power. But you sit there with the option to do that or not, because the devil can't cut your wind off. He can't stop you from living. He can suggest that you jump off something. If you do it, you just gave him that power. He don't have that power to push you off or stop the light. He can't make the sun set in the east. You know, he can't do that. He don't have that power. So you got the power in your hands too. But see, y'all choose to do something wrong with it. And I'm coming in hometown. You know, I got to go there. My brother Horst told me, be calm today. Don't go too hard on everybody. And he's right to a degree. But now I just got to say this, hometown. Because I still love y'all. I want y'all, I got to put that out there. Although you might choose to do something that doesn't really suit you, because it really don't. As he was saying earlier about following something, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. The masked men, the alleged anonymous. I don't know if they're the real ones or not. So I stopped using that and putting that on anonymous, because as he said about the real anonymous, as he did some research on them, they try to do some good things. But I don't know too many people who do good things and hiding their mask right now. You know, I don't know that. I don't know that language. And I ain't following nobody who I don't know who's behind that mask. You know, you could be somebody who got an agenda to get me next, because you behind that mask. I don't know you. And you can follow a person by their language. As I was taught, language is powerful. There's one thing in their clause that just strikes me out. And like he said, the two influences that you can follow, the gods or the devil, here's a key for me. There's something that says, we don't forgive and we don't forget. Now, I'm not following nobody like that. I'm sorry. You don't forgive? Now, hold up. If you follow the Bible or Quran, it tells you about how the Creator forgives. So if he can forgive, who is you to say you don't forgive? Where you get that crap from? So did the devil whisper that to you and say, put this mask on and say this crap? I think so. Because I don't know any godly driven person who would say, I don't forgive. Now, I'm going to say this. I do forgive, but I don't forget. No, I don't forget. I don't forget how y'all just shut my Facebook page down today and made the Uncle Wu show late. I don't forget how you just messed up my Ustream today and made the Uncle Wu show late. Ain't nobody did that but you jokers. Y'all watched me. You got spies on my page. Yeah, you some dirty, no good spies who watch my page and run back and tell you your big brother, your daddy, whatever he is to you, and you go tell him Uncle Wu gonna do something and he gonna be talking stuff. And I'm just talking truth right now. My truth that I believe is the truth, because what I'm talking about is things that I know. I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't know. I don't. If you want to call the show, once again, 740-219-9686. But I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't know. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to say I don't know. Period. But I do know that when I went on my computer and I tried to find my Facebook page, it says somebody down in Birmingham, Alabama tried to get on my page and shut me down. So I had to go through the whole new thing. And I know you're probably right out there laughing right now, because this ain't never happened before. You know, that's just like Stu ain't been in this much turmoil until you touch town. So some people might say, no, they're doing good. Okay, I'm going to have to ask y'all people this here. This happened August 11th. What's this here? This is the new year. So
today is January 10th.
This is January. So from August all the way to now, nobody else wanted to do this here? But now here come these jokers out of here with their little masks on who don't forgive. And don't forget, like I said, it sounds like a script straight from the devil's movie to me. I'm just calling it as I see it. There's no godly minded person say, I don't forgive. If he do, you ain't gonna get around me with that language. I don't forgive, Daoud, so you better not do nothing wrong. Man, do you know what that means, man, not to forgive, man? Any little thing you do to me. Now, to me, when somebody tell me they don't forgive, that's almost like a threat to me, because to forgive would be saying, I pardon you. But to me, for me to say I don't forgive means I'm going to get you. You know, I got to get some revenge. And that is nothing else, once again, the language of the devil to me. So I'm not following anybody to the grave, to the fire, as I say. It's hard for me right by myself to do my good works all the time without slipping up, you know, because ain't nobody perfect.
Right.
None of us is perfect, and I understand that. But I refuse to follow somebody else's imperfection into the dirt, because you still accountable for that. You can't go to judgment or to the court and say, he made me do it. Okay, well, you follow him right on in that jail cell, right where he's at. You know, and that's sad that these type of things is happening right now in our town. Our town is divided right in this little town. We so small and so divided. Did you know people from out of town laugh at you that's in town? Now, look at this crazy little town, man. They supposed to be tight and together. They all divided. You can't walk around the town and say Steubenville without somebody saying, ooh, they with that, they for that rape. Or you can't walk and say roll, red, roll without somebody in their own town saying, oh, they with that, they with them boys. They with them boys that did that stuff. They with the corruption. And that brings me to another point. I'm going to say this, and I don't care how they take it and who they send it to. Steubenville been corrupt for the longest. This ain't just happened. Where you been at? You know, where the lynch mobs been at? This been happening. They used to call this little Chi-Town. They didn't call this little Chicago way back in the day because they knew people from Chicago was going to be in Steubenville this time, around this time in the year 2000. 2000 and something. You know, they didn't do that. No, it's because of the nature. You know, that's why they did it like that. They called it Little Chicago. It was big time gangsters doing what gangsters do right here in town. So don't say or just wake up and talk about, oh yeah, I knew there was a bunch of corruption going on in town, or I can't believe this is going on. It's been going on, and it's going on in their town too right now. Every last one of them with the mask, wherever they coming from, is going on in their town. Ask them if they cleaned up their town yet. Ask them how many people they pulled out, if they pulled out their coach, you know, or their mayor, or their prosecutor. And wrong is wrong. I ain't protecting nobody who did wrong. If you can prove to me that the prosecutor is covering something up, I'll support you. Bring me the proof, I'll support you. I'm not jumping on no bandwagon of wrongdoing. Give me some proof.
If she wanted, but here's the thing with the prosecutor: if she wanted to be corrupt, when she had the case.
Kept the case, huh?
She could have just kept the case.
Like, she gonna turn it over.
If she wanted to cover it up, she could have just killed the case. I mean, yeah, it could have been something as simple as her language in the courtroom during any of the proceedings that could have killed the case. You know what I mean? In a way that the normal ear or eye wouldn't even detect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oops, a mistake.
Right.
That violates somebody's rights.
Exactly.
And will be cause for the case to be thrown out. Right. If she wanted to she recused herself. She gave the case the Attorney General of the state of Ohio.
Generals. Yeah, right.
So if you're saying that's the top, for those who don't know about state law, the Attorney General of the state of Ohio is the very top.
Top dog.
So if you're saying that somehow he's corrupt, or the people that he sent were corrupt, the new judge that he sent, if that's corrupt, then it's not just Steubenville. I guess Ohio doesn't belong in the union anymore. If that's your case, I don't understand that. I don't understand what you're saying that these people have to gain. I heard another false rumor. I'm just trying to dismantle rumors.
Yeah. Please do.
Somebody on Facebook when we was having a discussion said that the party
bring that one out.
Was at Reno Sockhoff's house.
Yeah, him and
his wife provided the drinks. Which is, I mean, I can just imagine somebody going to Coach Sockhoff saying, hey, we want to have a back to school party for the kids at your house, and we wanted to know if you could put in and buy some drinks. I can just hear him just look at me and say, are you nuts? Like, and it's at that point when you hear somebody saying things like that, you just really want to stop talking to them. You know what I mean?
What was the last one again? I'm sorry.
When they said that the party was at Reno Sockhoff's house, like
I didn't know what that girl was on. I think she was PCP'd out or something.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then they said the party was at the prosecutor's house.
Right. Right.
Like, you don't become a prosecutor by making the dumbest mistakes that somebody 15 years old shouldn't really make.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, man.
It sure is.
It's ridiculous, and it's.
Well, here's my thing. Why do you just say things out of your mouth without even having proper proof? I mean, where do you get this stuff at to just do this stuff? I'm saying.
Well, they don't need proof.
What do you need then?
You just need an audience.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You just need an audience. When you dislike somebody, everything they do is wrong.
Yes, speak on it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So these are some of the same people. I'm gonna tell you a story that kind of sum up this local community. And I'm not talking about Steubenville. I'm talking about the surrounding communities. We got a Pee Wee football league, Steel Valley Football League. About 14 teams at this time were in the league. At the end of every season, there's a big banquet where every team in the league is represented.
Oh.
And so this is a few years back. I'm going to tell you who was playing for Big Red at the time. Dwight Macon was the quarterback. I think he was a junior. So maybe it was maybe 4 years ago, maybe. So they were in a playoff game. Now, mind you, these are surrounding communities right in the Ohio Valley. They were in a playoff game. They were playing Canton Central Catholic. And we were listening to the game on the radio. Do you know when they announced the score and Big Red was behind, there was an eruption of cheers?
Where was they at? Here?
We were over at we were over in Wellsburg at the banquet. And I don't want to say Wellsburg to say it was all Wellsburg people doing it.
Please,
because every team in the league was represented. You know what I mean? So there might have been Wellsburg people, maybe not. You know what I mean?
But you know that's right there where your trouble's in.
This is where the banquet was usually held.
Right.
An eruption of cheers for Canton Central Catholic.
Wow. Against a team that's only less than a mile away from
against a local team. I couldn't understand that. And me, as a big, when we went on our state championship run, 05 and 06, we won our first championship. I went up to Massillon to watch the game. Freezing cold. I had my son, Michael. He was 9 years old at the time. I had him with me. I came back to Steubenville after the game. I took him home because he was just, he was done. Took him home, got right back in the car, drove to Wheeling Island to watch Will High play in their state championship game. Because I was pulling for the local teams. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't hoping that We're High lost. I was there cheering them on, so they hoping that they would win. Right. And they did. And sometimes you'll see that with the fans in the valley from other places. They'll get behind Big Red as they go deep into the playoffs. So it's not everybody, but there's a real big base of just Big Red haters, and no matter what the situation is, whether if somebody from Big Red is accused of doing something, or whether somebody from Big Red is the victim, these people are always on the side that positions them against Big Red. So it doesn't matter whether they think you're right or if you've been done wrong. If they think you're wrong, then you need to be killed. And if you've been done wrong, then that's what you get. You know what I mean? Wow. And that's the mentality of some of these people. So to answer your question, I know I'm long-winded. To answer your question, they don't need any proof. They don't need any evidence. They need suggestions and they need an audience. Yeah. And they'll take it from there. Yeah.
And that's real sad. And you know what, man? You bring me up to something else. And I want to bring... I like to keep on the masked men, but I can't give them all the credit for what's going on because my local people, you have a responsibility too. And as he talking about the audience, that's the same thing with bandwagon jumpers. Wait for something to happen and you jump on the bandwagon. Be careful because you don't know where that wagon is going. Like I said, my wagon might be heading you straight to hell. And the reason why any organization that I'm a part of, and I caution them, Do not jump out there yet on nothing. We're not taking sides. Once again, we do not condone rape. Those guilty of that sort of thing should be dealt with. Now, at the same time, I can't condone those who just waiting for an opportunity. That's what they are, opportunists too, they call them. Yeah, call them opportunists. You wait for opportunity. All this time you sitting somewhere in the back room, yeah, this and that and the third. And then soon as you get someone else jump out there, for example, these masked men, they run around and they get it in front of them, and then you run right behind them and say, yeah, y'all right, y'all right. Take a stance yourself just one time and I respect you. I don't respect bandwagon jumpers. I just don't. I'll talk about you. I don't respect those who are. And you know what? We've been doing some research. I got a real good friend who's been always feeding me information. I didn't get to read your stuff, brother, and I know you have to listen. I didn't get the chance to go to all the videos that you sent me on this alleged anonymous crew. Reason being is because, as I said before, I don't know if he was on the show, but they hacked the heck out my Facebook page, man. We couldn't get on. They hacked the heck out my computer.
Didn't they send you? Didn't they?
Yeah.
It was something about the real anonymous said that the anonymous that's been dealing with this around here is not even them.
It's not even them. And that's what I was saying. And there's some other stuff out there that I wanted to bring up. And I'm sorry, but there's another day though, so I ain't mad. Because there's another one, as my brother was showing me, is that there's a whole bunch of other people that's influenced on this here. There's a whole lot of infighting going on right now.
Right.
Follow them anonymous and see what's going on. They talking about the ones that's here stirring up stuff, and they talking about each other. And there's one who made a real good statement, and that is that right now egos is involved. He said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing because I didn't get a chance to pull up the video, and there's too many of them to try to find which one it is right now. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to paraphrase it. He said most of what we're dealing with in this town is mostly egos. And they say what they're trying to do now is just call it just what it is. Anonymous. You know, you don't have a stance and give yourself a name in front of anonymous. We just anonymous as a group. And anybody who, and here's another thing that I'm afraid of, the language. Not the only we don't forgive and we don't forget, which is one of the saddest slogans I ever heard for somebody who said we out for justice and peace. You can't be. But anyway, is that these folks who come up right behind them and say, yeah, these guys are right. You know, you jump right to the conclusion. That's what I wanted to get to. Excuse my little misfire on that one. Let me jump back here real quick because before you got me, I was trying to get to this point. The facts has not been laid out yet for me. So I didn't caution any group I was with that we do not take sides yet. You know, and not to say that this girl is saying this. Let me say that again. Not to say, I hope you can rewind this if you watch it later. I'm not saying that this girl has done this.
They call her Jane Doe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Jane Doe. Okay, I use that too. I am not saying Jane Doe is doing what I'm about to say. But I'm going to say why I'm not so quick to jump anymore. There was a story. Do you remember Tawana Brawley's story?
No.
Okay. There was a girl named Tawana Brawley. Most of y'all might ring a bell right now. She was a young African-American girl. She cried that she got raped by about, I don't know how many white guys. I think, she was scratched up. I mean, you see the pictures. It was enough to make you mad. And I mean, black people was going off all over the different parts of the country on anybody who they seen was white. They was going off. I mean, they was jumping them, beating them down, which was sad. Now, I had my own anger, but I didn't react, but I was angry. I was like, that's crazy. Justice. And she went and got Al Sharpton, and he led the march. He had New York on fire. Wherever the little town was, he had that on fire. They got all the way to the case. Maybe I might be off a little bit, but it was probably 6 months, if not longer, or if not a couple shorter, but I know it was over 2 months long when they did this here. She came up and said, I'm sorry, I didn't get raped.
Wow.
Yeah, she said she did not get raped. So that's why I'm saying why I'm cautious, and it was a good lesson for anybody who watched it. You just don't do that. Don't jump out. I don't know the facts, like I said. The girl could be 100% right. And once again, if she's right, yes, those accused should be taken care of. Period. If it was my son, I would say, son, you did wrong. Let me tell you something else about this here case. Don't be thinking that just because the facts is not out there yet that a parent is supposed to disregard their child. That's still their child no matter what. And I don't have no problem with somebody saying that's still my child. I love them and I'm behind them. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And if it was me and I had a child was wrong, I would still love them, and I would say you got to do your time for that crime. I would be glad to, here you go, you got him, officer. That's them, that's him. If it was him, take him on. Give him his punishment. He deserves it. I'm not keeping him in this house. I don't want the wrath of what's going to happen. So I'm just saying that to say both sides of this picture. Let's, as we say, it's in the hands. And I'm gonna tell you something else I found out, and I'm proud to hear that the girl she got a lawyer. Let the lawyer do his job. Let him do his job. He's out there to protect her, and
she got two lawyers.
And she got two. Well, I know this one.
She got a personal attorney, and she's being represented by the state in the case. The prosecuting attorney is the lawyer of the victim. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she got a lawyer that's guiding her and protecting her best interest.
Right.
And she's also got the prosecuting attorney that's prosecuting the case on her behalf.
Right.
So she got two lawyers.
Well, I know the one lawyer that she got, which is good. She ain't got to pay a dime. But he's taking her case on down in Willing, I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, hey, she got something in her favor. So, I mean, you acting like she has nobody to help her. Now, that's and I heard him say it. I don't want your money. I'm doing this pro bono, which is good at times. You should do it as a lawyer. I'm not jumping on this lawyer. I should be at the lawyer while you're doing it pro bono. Huh? You should be charging her. You'll charge me. See, I ain't got that mindset. I commend that man for doing that honorable thing. Right. But at the same time, let him do his job.
Right.
And he said it himself. He said it himself. I've heard him today.
Let the courts handle it.
Let the courts handle it. And he said, because you might do a disservice to this trial. I ain't saying this, he did. He said you might do a disservice and cause this trial to be messed up for his client. Now you catch that lawyer and ask him if what Uncle Wu is saying is the truth or not. I heard it out of his own mouth. But you knuckleheads ain't gonna listen.
Yeah, and the attack shouldn't be, if you're dissatisfied with the legal process as it stands, then that's where your beef should be.
Yes.
With Congress, you know what I mean, with your government, with your state government, with your local government, with your federal government, that I guess you just want the complete justice system revamped and done away with, and I guess you want to go back to the lynch mob days.
Yeah.
But if you believe in the American justice system, then let it work.
Please.
When all the facts are argued in the trial, there will be a verdict. But only then will there be a verdict. You people, some of you got the verdict in already. Some of you are already saying, and some of the people that I talk to are already conceding. People that got students at Big Red or Harding or elementary, they're saying they're throwing the good kids in with the bad kids. Well, I'm not at the point where I'm ready to call some of the kids I know bad kids. Let's see what happens.
Period.
If they're proven to have done a bad thing, then they'll be punished for it.
That's my point.
You know what I mean? If they're proven to have done it, but that only can happen in court. It can't happen on Facebook or Twitter,
right,
or YouTube,
or on the corner of the courthouse.
Now, you want to talk about the video that was posted on YouTube, the comments made by a certain individual? That was barbaric. I agree with that. It was barbaric. It left a sour taste in my mouth.
Big time.
It was just, and it was idiotic.
Childish.
It was idiotic, but that's just one person's idiotic view of what he claims he saw, or what he claims he heard.
It was on. I think it was on the unheard, wasn't it?
Right. I'm not sure. I couldn't even.
I only watched about 4 minutes. I watched 4 minutes of it. They said it was about 7 or whatever. I got that much of it. 13. How many? 13 minutes.
Yeah, I was disgusted with it.
I got about 4 or 5 minutes and I couldn't take them. I was like, "Are you serious? This guy talking like that?"
Yeah.
Oh, he was a goofball. He was a goofball. I'm gonna call it like I see it. Go tell him I said it.
But some people take that video and they try to merge it together as if it's a video of one of the people that's accused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's like somehow this is evidence of their guilt.
Right, and it is. They put him in there now.
Yeah, and it's not. I saw a picture that they put up with what I'm assuming is Jane Doe, because I don't know the girl. So what I'm assuming is Jane Doe with two people carrying her. One had her feet, the other one had her arms. People printed that and say, "Dear, well, they got him now." That's it. But what I see is two people fully clothed carrying another person fully clothed. And the last time I checked, that's not a crime. You know,
Yeah.
I don't see I have yet to see picture or video of a crime taking place. I'm not saying that a crime didn't take place.
He's not saying there's not no video out there.
I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying that there's not a video of a crime taking
Right.
place. I don't know. I haven't seen it, is what I'm saying. And the things that people are outraged about are things that people certainly are allowed to be outraged about, but I just haven't seen evidence of a crime yet.
Right.
Not that anybody should be trying to show me evidence of a crime, because I'm not a police officer or prosecutor, or I'm not an attorney representing anybody. But
facts or without reason, without reason or facts. Well, forget reason, without facts. We wait till we see something or hear something and we follow that up, then we'll bring it to you. Other than that, I'm not going on that. But here's my thing again, though, as he was talking about and he said it earlier, I want to reiterate it myself, because I'm blew away. And if you just try to give a little bit of understanding. You heard what I said, that you know is there. Don't tell me what somebody said unless they're going to say it again in the court, or if they're going to prove it that these guys was there. Good, get their tails, put them on trial. I'm not against that, but don't go and attack a whole town and a whole football team, and then turn around and attack a whole school system. Now you mess with adult, cool. Adults should be able to protect themselves to a degree. You mess with nephew Jet, cool, he can handle you. Just don't try to jump him while I'm around, because I'm jumping back. Now, when you start messing with these babies, these kids, these innocent children who are looking for education and some fun in school, some sports, some fun times like we had, and you come playing stupid kiddie games, sending texts and getting on Facebook and talking about what you're going to do to them with a shooting at the school. And it's sad, but it also, now you got my attention. You got my attention, but not in a good way, but in a real bad way. I'm serious, really in a bad way. I mean, I'm at the point, I was there, but I'm cool now. I don't know how long I'm going to stay cool, but I was at the point to that every masked man I seen, I wanted to go and snatch a head off, because that was bad. That was real bad, man. I mean, I heard babies was in there crying.
see,
They was in their corners, just trembling. Little babies was using the bathroom. I'm talking about down at Wells School now. Babies was in there using the bathroom on themselves out of fear and scared, because they didn't know.
how's that justice?
Good one. One mother said, no, she didn't say it. I heard this. I'm glad I heard this here. She said, listen to this text. It said, Mommy, you got to come get me out to school. A whole bunch of masked men is on their way to get us. Now, how is that for a child to live his life? A whole bunch of masked men is coming to get me. They coming us around the school and get us. That's what they thinking, because they got to go into a closet and all that. They sending text messages, no, voice message to their mama. They coming to get us. How are you doing something good? I don't get this here language. I don't. I really don't follow this too. I don't follow your logic. Because you know why? Because it's illogic. It's not logic. Yeah, it's illogic. and you need to correct yourself and check yourself.
And see, I said something to that effect before when the incident happened Saturday when there was a few guys was throwing things at my son, who's a big red football player. He had his leather jacket on.
You better than most men and women.
But see, at the point that I do that, then I become them.
You're right.
You know what I mean? At the point that I target somebody because they're wearing a mask, it's no different from
them. Because it's hard to find out which one it was.
Right. It's no different from them targeting somebody that they feel did something just because he got a jacket on. So I mean, I prayed on it.
Good.
And you know, I let it go. I let it go. I had a conversation with somebody, and they assured me that this organization that doesn't advocate violence, that they're going to expose anybody that's promoting violence. And I you know what I mean. Yeah. So I'll take a man at his word until he shows me something different.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm glad that what I was saying that to say, I'm glad whatever you did to work through that, I'm glad you did that, and cooler heads prevailed, because that's not the route to go. But people will push you into some panicky state of mind, because when I was hearing about the threat at Harding, I got 2 kids in that building. Harding Middle School. I got 2 kids in that building.
Jim, tell you it was mayhem up there, brother, that morning.
And I mean,
it was.
I try not to give a situation that much power.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's still hard not to be worried, and it makes you. It leaves you in a place where you wonder, like, who thinks this is a good thing? How could you, even if you're a that's what you get person, how could you think that's what you get?
A child.
Like, I got a 10-year-old daughter in that building. Why is any one girl any better than her? Why does she deserve to have to live in fear? For the good of who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're doing these things, it's for the good of who?
Right.
Or is it for the hate of who? Only you know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let me help him out again. You're doing the good of hate. That's all. You cannot be doing nothing else. Look at yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, or before somebody else wreck you. You know, take off the masks and come on down here and talk to somebody.
Or you can, like, to me, you can wear the mask. I don't have a problem with the mask.
I do now.
You know what I mean?
I
don't have a problem with the mask. Wear it.
I do. It's scaring the kids now.
Well, just tell me
the kids are getting shook up now.
The kids are afraid of it, but that's on their conscience. If you
they don't have one. They don't forgive.
Well,
young punks, they don't forgive.
I don't know what to tell them then. I mean,
yeah, you got a slogan. I don't forgive. That means anybody and everybody is subject to my wrath. You know, you done took the place. You took a place higher than God. No, really, it's lower than God, but you done took a stance higher than Him when He gave the operation of forgiveness to us. He gave you that. That's in your heart. Once you block that there, you really amongst the walking dead. And anybody following you is following the walking dead. You know, you don't have no compassion for forgiveness. Man, I ain't never want to be around somebody like that. And you gonna wear a mask next to me? I don't know who you is. And they say anybody can join. They don't care what you is, who you is. You know, and see, that's the bad thing, because now you set up a part, just like right now, it's setting up an agenda for somebody to hide behind that mask of racism. I can't stand other colors, and I'm here now. You know, and everything else that might follow that. Whatever you got in your heart that's of malice, you got to wear this mask and hide behind it, man. That's why I don't like that mask. I don't like nobody behind no fake phony stuff, man. And y'all done called my, we don't take a pause for the cause. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this here. You know, but I ain't afraid of them, really. I want them to come see me. I got some words for them, but check this out, y'all.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm not, and for, like, your information, nobody in this country is okay with what you did, and condoning rape and covering it up for a football team is just completely unacceptable. And I hope that you will face the consequences that are appropriate. So, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I just know that you made a big mistake, and that we are a religion. We do not forgive. We do not forget, and you should expect us. All right? Have a good one.
He had to end up with have a good one. Have a good one.
So now it's the blame done. There's so much blame to go around that even you got some of it.
I got some.
You got some of it.
Did you hear that? I got some. It's that much of it.
You condone rape.
I condone rape.
And you're covering up for the football team.
Yes.
Even though
I never had that. Well, I don't know when I said that. Maybe it was in my sleep. It must have been in my room somewhere. I was talking to my sleep.
You have no governing power over the football team, nor do you benefit from the football team. But somehow you're part of the cover up.
Yeah.
See, to me that's silly. That's silly. And like,
it's beyond silly, man. That's below silly. I mean, I'm one who condone rape. I'm one who is covering up the football team. Me, I don't know. I just don't get it. Like he said, there's enough going around that let's give some to Uncle Woo.
They just sprinkle it.
Yeah, let's bring some on him too. Hey, we got his number. Let's give him a call.
Yeah, they had it for the sheriff.
Yeah. Yeah, turn me in the sheriff. I'm doing all this other stuff. Please give me this here. You know, but I know one of you are out there watching. There's no doubt in my mind, because y'all done followed me on Facebook and knew I was going to be on tonight. There's no doubt in my mind. Keep following. You might get better. I hope I can say something that influence you to turn to the right and say, we put this mask down and go join some of that good stuff they doing down there in Steubenville. Because I'm a corrupt type joker right now. This is not the way of humanity. This can't be a way of good people. For me and this mask I got on and the way I'm living my life, I just blame that man. And don't you know you can be accountable for that. You just blamed me for something that wasn't true. I covered up for the football team. Goodness gracious, I ain't gonna have that much power.
And again, since when does anything that ever happens just include everybody that's a part of any group? Like, what I'm saying is, if this guy was advocating violence that they said that they put out there, if he's part of Anonymous, does that then make all of Anonymous guilty?
Right.
And do that now? Will they not forgive and forget themselves? Like,
yeah.
Now should they be expecting themselves? Like,
yeah,
because that's one guy and he's a part of this group. So is the whole group guilty? You know, even though we don't even know if this guy did something or not. But just if he did, that makes the whole group guilty. Because if these kids did what they're accused of, then the whole football team is guilty and the whole school system is guilty, which is ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people accused have no more involvement with the school and the football team than they do to whatever Boy Scout troop they might belong to or whatever church they might attend.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the Boy Scout troop or the church. It has nothing to do with the school or the football team.
Right.
It makes no. I mean, it's so much of a stretch of the truth and so far of a reach to create a good story and to create all this media barnstorm that's now got our city under siege. I mean,
yeah, that's what they do, right?
And it just seems like if somebody,
that's what it is.
If somebody would think about it for 5 minutes, just really think about and sort through the facts and throw everything else away. Take only the facts. Just like they said that the original man kept the best part for himself and he left everything else for the devil. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort through the facts. Keep the facts. And leave everything else alone.
What was that? Go ahead. What was that?
The mask represents Anonymous and all masks will be responsible. Period.
Oh. Okay. Yes, indeed. I just want to bring up something right now. I got a real good brother, Ross, do research for me and help me out. But he got one that came up that said, it's called, this is one in the anonymous group. Now, and like I say, the reason I'll say masked men is because I don't want to bunch and couple all of anonymous in one bunch. So, I'm like him, like he said, we got to do a show on this here. We got to stop talking on the internet because typing, people is just twisting our words up to make it sound like they want. Now, you can rewind this many times as you want to, and not one time can you flip and switch and tweak our words, because what our words is our words. Once we put it out, we can't take it back. And we ain't switching up nothing. I'm speaking just when I'm speaking. You can't tell me I said this when it's on recording. Now, I'm not coupling all anonymous, because some of them are doing some good things. I'm talking about the so-called anonymous, the wannabe anonymous, the anonymous jackers. They jacking y'all for real, taking y'all whole name and twisting it up. Now here's something right here is from another group of anonymous. There's so many different ones, they say, but this is from Anonymous Op Rebuild the Hive video, and it says this shows that they are trying to get ego out when executing operation and defacing any sort of website. Display the name anonymous. He's saying when you're doing that out there, don't put your name in front of it, just put anonymous, so that we have a hive. I think that's supposed to be hive.
As a hive.
Huh?
That
we as a hive can stand out, and not just as a crew. Teach one another, because many newcomers get discouraged simply because they seek guidance and mentors. Remember, we were all once new and sought advice. Let us show them support, not paying attention to Twitter followers or Facebook friends. We all have one. No, we are all one. Now, how we differ, this is how they differ. How we differ is only what we can bring to the table, but we move as one. Do not let yours or someone else's ego get in the way of who and what we are. Respecting one another's opinions and understanding that we might not all share the same standings on politics and ethics, but again, we strive for the same goal. Respect the key. Now, I kind of like that there language that he's trying to put out, and that is, stop that foolishness or this ego trying to be the man, because really there ain't no key man. In other words, it's just it's an organization.
And that's why they're saying that part of their slogan is "We are Legion." And they're saying that they're all together. They're one. We're like there's no leader. We are that. We're all this. I think that's what they're trying to convey. And to whatever, to each his own. Like I said, I did a little research on them, and a lot of the things they do are effective, and some of the things they do are needed. Right. I don't agree with them on this particular issue.
I'm nowhere near agreement.
Because I don't know that they have all the facts.
No, they can't.
And I don't think some of those facts are even free for disclosure because of the case. It's a juvenile case.
Right.
And most of it will come out during the trial.
Right.
So most people need to reserve judgment until then.
Right. What's that next one, nephew?
No one else hide behind a mask to do illegal acts. They're criminals whether they have good intentions or censored the way they do and believe.
Oh, okay. Well, people out there watching and reading it. I ain't got to repeat it. They see it too. Yeah. And I don't know who these jokers are, but I know this here. I'm following the same logic that he's presenting to you, and that is that I can't agree with you on this here situation. Not when you cause division, not when you causing fear, and not only against the adults, but like I said, my biggest problem now is you done mess with the children. These children was coming out crying. Oh man, it was just sad for me. When I got the call, the text in the car was automatically up there real quick, and I got to tell McVeigh did a good job of handling it and talking to the people that came up to him, but people was mad. They was taking their kids out of the school right now and wasn't coming back. And there wasn't nothing you could say to them. And he told them, that's okay. Just use online schooling. I understand. That was some good advice. But some people told me it was a bomb threat. And I asked him, I said, now, why are you telling me it's a shooting, they said? And they said it was a bomb threat. He said, well, Dad, if it was a bomb threat, we evacuate on bomb threats.
Right.
Yeah. And he said we lock out on gun threats. That way you can't get in. Right. And that was so much good logic. Me and my brother both said and said, okay, that makes so much sense. So I can see why there ain't no bomb threat. All the kids ain't out here.
Right.
He said you sit them all out. We don't let them sit in the school if there's a bomb threat. And I said that's real good. And to a degree, only to a small degree, I'm glad that it was only a prank call. What I mean by that is that now it alerted them to make sure that they keep those doors locked at all time. It got them on their toes to find out that this is something that they need to take serious. But I do in no way at all respect a sorry prank call like that. Use a sorry, no good piece of bleep, 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 bleep.
What kind of way is that for kids to live, man?
Yeah, that's the biggest part. You know, and I just don't see here's my point again. We say, why they wearing the mask? You know what I get back? Because, dawg, they be hacking, and that's against the law. Okay. So why even show up if that's the case? So if you was a criminal, I don't care if you're a criminal, if you got a mask on, you still a criminal. You still, the mask shouldn't be able to hide you, so your logic is not good. And I think there's a whole bunch of wannabe somebodies that's behind them, and just as well as those these wannabe bandwagon jumpers right here in the Ville.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to be something so bad.
And in the surrounding area.
Yeah, that's what in the surrounding area, exactly. But y'all you know what's so funny about most of y'all really ain't nothing but Facebook gangsters. Y'all really ain't nothing but Facebook spokesmen. You really ain't nothing but Facebook activists. Because when you come to the real world out there in the concrete jungle, I don't see you. Or if I see you, I don't hear you. One guy went at me, man, on the internet, man. It was so terrible. It was just a shame, Michael J. I don't know if you've ever seen it, man. This brother said something real goofy to me, man. It was shocking. He said, "Dawg, I'll put my deeds up to you or my works up to you any day." And when I looked at him, seeing who it was, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. The only reason I ain't saying your name is because my brother told me be easy on him today. That's the only reason. Now the next show I might not be that easy, but I'm gonna respect him today. But you know who you are. And when I looked at him, I was like, how the heck would you even say something like that? I don't know what the heck you did. I don't know what the heck you did in the community. Now somebody got to know. Somebody have to know. And everybody that know of you don't know. So you need to stop that. And don't come to me and say, look, man, don't nobody know, but my stuff is hidden. Yeah, it's so hidden that you don't even see it. I can't believe you, man. I really couldn't. And me, I'm not one to brag on what I did out there. And what I did in the past that's what it's at in the past. It's done. That's why it's in the past. And now, if you hear me say something, this is the best you're gonna get from me. And he was saying that it was because what you said to the young lady earlier. One thing I told her, because she was telling me that you ain't did nothing in town. You ain't been in town all this time. Blah blah blah. Skippy. The only thing I said was this: check my record. That's what it is. Still on Facebook. You can go check it out. I said, check my record. Ask somebody about me. That's all I said. I ain't gonna give you A, B, C, and D what I did, because it's too much for me to give you all that time of day. You know, I ain't got time for all that. But you know, here's what I don't want us to happen. And here's one thing I don't want to get off my mind. Those of you who are helping with this divide, I want to see where you at when it's time to clean up. Because after them 3 days of trial, it's time to get the city back together. Whether it goes guilty or not guilty, we still got to go back to, now we got to go all the way back to square one and get back to unity in the community. I hope you got some solutions to bring the community back some unity back in the community. I hope you got some solutions, just as you had some solutions to help out-of-towners bring the divide. The same ones, I'm going to sit back and look at you and wait for you. And if you don't, I promise you this. I promise you this. Please run this over a couple times. I will expose you. I'm going to put your name on blast and ask you where you at right now. And it's time to get our city back intact. I'm asking you. If you can get out here and get on Facebook and talk about, yeah, it's time to get this. It's time to do this. Where we at? Where y'all at? Let's go. We got to get justice. We got to do this and that. Okay, good. And me, I'm not on neither one of them sides right now. I'm not saying that we got to get the girl, or we got to get the guys. I'm not saying that the guys is wrong. I'm not saying that the girls is wrong. I'm not going to take one of them sides right now. That's not going to be me. But at the same time, when it's over and done with, I'll be on the front line with whoever want to help us get this time back together. I don't care who it is. It ain't got to be me. I'm going to be doing something, but I'm with anybody who wants to keep this town tight and get it right. If you think it's corrupt, yeah, it's corrupt. But what you going to do to clean it up? If you ain't cleaning it up, shut up. Shut up and do something else to make it right, because that's where we at. You know, I don't know if you said something. Did you say about what happened to the Tigers?
No, I didn't mention that.
Okay, we'll leave it alone then.
I didn't mention that. You know, but I'm gonna leave that fight. I'm gonna leave that fight for another day.
Okay,
because that, like most of this.
I thought you did when you said something about. You said something else though about that. Okay,
that,
you said about the banquet.
Yeah, I was talking about the banquet.
Right.
But like I'm gonna say this on that. That, like most of this, outdates this whole case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of this hate happened long before anything in this case ever happened, and this is just another vehicle for people to express their hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people probably, there's some Christian people that have seen certain things and they formed an opinion based on what they seen, and they really genuinely feel that there's been a wrong done. They want it right. And I can understand that. I'm just not there yet. I'm not ready to call anybody guilty. I'm gonna let the courts handle that, and then I'll reserve my judgment for whatever happens then.
Yeah, right, exactly. When it's coming out in the wash, that's true. And that's to me. I'm just gonna be honest, not because I'm taking that stance, but I'm gonna say that's honorable. That's intelligent, because I don't want to be the one when it comes out another way, as opposed to what I thought it was gonna be, and then I'm sitting there looking stupid like, oh, well, that's what happened was. Well, what happened was, okay, now you that what happened type of guy, huh? Now you that what happened. That's what's going to be your slogan next. What happened was, yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. And I hope you're going to be on the front line helping clean this town up. Because you out there helping tear it up right now. That's all you're doing. If you're talking against now, let me go somewhere else with this here. For those who feel that they need to protest downtown, I want you to understand me on this one. I have nothing against you. Hometowners, Steubenville, surrounding areas, I have nothing against you if you feel a need to protest. Good, that's your right. I have no problem with you. Now, who I got the problem with is those who come from out of town and stir something up and don't nobody check them. You know, yeah, I'm here live talking about them, but they come in town and they wear a mask and you don't get no mask. But they get to stir something up. And I hear that their talk is gibberish down there. There's no type of order. Somebody comes up and get the mic, and they just start gibbering and jabbering. Yeah, this and that and the third. The principal and them and that's and the third. And then somebody else get up there, yeah, how about the prosecutor? I mean, there's no order. There's no set agenda. So that lets me know that's chaos. I don't want to be a part of something like that. And I don't know how somebody else with good sense would, but I'm just saying, but those, and if I come down there, because I'm going to put this out there right now to those who are listening. If the city of Steubenville allowed them back in Steubenville, I'll be down there across the street, and I'm going to rally about the same amount of people as they get, and our thing going to be take off the mask, because I don't want no more masks in this town. I don't want to see it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If I went out there and got some of the goons that I know around town, and I start throwing the masks on them, and the hoods on, and I say, let's walk around town, y'all.
There'll be an immediate stop put to that.
Quickly! You won't let me walk through town like that with 10 of them. Let alone 200 people with masks on. You won't let me do that. But I promise you this. If they can come in with masks, I'm going to go across the street with the mask crew. And our slogan will be take off the mask. If they can't, they have to take off theirs, don't come across the street telling me to take off mine. My mask ain't going to look like theirs either. I'm going to tell you that right now. But we're going to have ours. I'll take mine off though because I'm not scared. But I'm going to let you know this. We're going to have a no mask campaign going on in Steubenville, Ohio. If they don't make them sign a petition, because if they sign a petition, which they should be doing, matter of fact, somebody breaking the law because you're supposed to sign a petition if you're blocking up the sidewalks. They say if you're not blocking sidewalks up, you can do that type of rally. Now, if you got done, you can't walk down that sidewalk of what I seen on the news. There's no way you can walk down there. So that's one reason they're supposed to have a petition. And then City of Steubenville blocked off the streets. You can't block off no streets without a permit. Why is these streets blocked off? You don't let me have a block party without no permit, and I'm gonna block the streets off. Why are they allowed to do that? So let it be known. So see, I'm on all sides right now. I'm letting it be known to the city officials here in our town. I will be down there right with them this next time. They said the next target date is February 2nd. I want somebody to go down there and let the city of Steubenville know, because I'm going to go let them know myself, but I want you to go let them know Uncle Wolf said he's coming with a crew too, with signs that says take off the mask. And I hope I get enough people that you can't hear a word they saying across the street. Because they're allowed to have masks on. Why shouldn't I? My crew. I can get a whole bunch of goons down there if you want to see them. I just don't choose to. I just don't choose to. I choose to do things right, man. And I hope that all those, and let me say this to the effect. If I see you down there, hometown locals, and you over there with them, I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to shake your hand. There's going to be no beef because, see, at least you protesting without a mask on. So I'm going to say this. Anybody protesting without a mask on, I respect that. I respect the no mask protester more than I respect a hidden agenda mask wearing joker in this town anymore after all this went on in this town. Yeah. I will not respect it no more. I didn't respect it then, but I didn't speak out on it. But I guarantee you, if I get wind of it, that you coming, especially if you done hacked my Facebook page, told me shut me down, I had to take a half hour to get back on the Ustream, then you shut down my Ustream, you dirty no good hacking jokers. I'm gonna come back and see you. So they say fight fire with fire, but I'm gonna bring some water to this fire. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna bring some water.
Before we wrap up, I wanted to mention a couple things. The stand up for the kids,
for the youth.
For the stand up for the youth rally that's going on this Saturday noon, right? Jim Woods, come on out and show the kids some support. They need it. A lot of them, like he said, a lot of the kids are scared. A lot of them are confused. A lot of them have been fed a lot of falsehoods. They want to hear some truth. They need some support. They need a little guidance right now, which is what people should be trying to give them in the first place, even pre all of this. And so come out and support that. Again, that's at Jim Woods, right near the Puglisi West School. If you want to map quest it or Google it, or you know what I mean. If you don't know,
you can find Jim Woods.
If you're in Steubenville, you should be able to find Jim Woods. But just in case you're not from Steubenville and you want to, and you're a little curious, or you want to support the kids, or you want to see what the people are talking about that do support the kids, come on out.
Yeah, please come on out. It's gonna be something real. It's gonna be something real special, and I want to give big ups to Sister Jackie, who actually had the heart and the idea to say, "Come on out, y'all, and stand up for our youth, support our youth." That was a real powerful statement. And me, I didn't know her from a can of paint.
I know. I had her son. Oh,
that's what you told me was one of your receivers, wasn't it?
My go-to receiver.
Oh, okay.
Big play, Scotty Mitchell. You know what I mean? Two-time junior varsity division champ.
Say her last name.
His last name is her last name is Sacrapenny.
Sacrapenny. I can't never say that. Just like somebody can't say Abdullah. So if you out there watching, don't say, "Oh, he messed up my name." But, they mess up mine too. I want to give her some big ups for that though. That. Keep that up. I want to give you a lineup afterwards.
And also the benefit dinner that they're having for on behalf of Demetrius Benjamin.
Yep.
A few of his friends.
Man, that's real big.
Got to get
love y'all.
And all those Keely, Danielle, Sarissa, Buddha, all of y'all that's doing that. Props for that. You know what I mean? I believe the date on that is January 26th. January 26th.
If you're out there, please give us a date. Give us a date check.
If I'm incorrect, correct
us
me.
A date check
because I'm trying to flash back to, because I saw the ticket. They posted the ticket on Instagram. I saw the ticket, and I want to say it's January 26th. But if I'm wrong, just correct me, and I'll recant and I'll repeat it. But it's at CJ's Family Restaurant. There's a dinner out there from 7 to 9. Those tickets are $15. If you can't make it to the dinner, come on, go to the party. Afterwards, it's $10 to get into the party. Raising money to buy the man a headstone.
Yes.
Which is admirable and honorable.
Big time, man.
You know what I mean? And they're serious about it. I had a meeting with them about it, and try to give them some ideas and try to give them some insight on the marketing and promotions and the party. You know what I mean? Putting on events and everything I said to them, they got right up right then, and they started. And by that evening, I started seeing the results. We went right. They didn't know where to print tickets. I told them where to go get tickets from. Before days in, they had tickets. They said, "Is flyers doing too much?" I said, "No. Every force of advertisement means of advertisement you can use, go ahead and use it. But before the day was over, they were putting flyers on telephone poles. So, you know what I mean, they really doing it.
Yeah.
And they're communicating with the family. I told them to get the churches involved for the dinner because mature crowds like things like that where they can put some nice clothes on, sit down and have a conversation and eat a nice meal for a good cause. So those two things are what I had in mind. The dinner for Demetrius Benjamin and the Stand Up For Our Kids rally at Jim Woods Park this Saturday at noon.
Trying to find a head right here. Community service prayer. What day you say? The day, what is it called? There it is. January 26th. He's right. Yep. January 26th, that is. And like I said, I'm going to give big ups because, man, that warmed my heart. And the reason it warmed my heart is because to see the real love that people have for somebody when they're gone, man. And that gives me hope. And when I'm gone, maybe somebody going to say, man, let's look out for Uncle Woo. You know, because just sitting here and watching that, it warmed my heart. When they put that up and they say they're going to try to help this brother get a headstone. Some people are like, man, forget that headstone. I want to get my blunt on, my drink on, my party on. I need some new shoes. Forget that. Party or arty. He don't need no headstone. He dead. You know, Trucker's got that type of mindset. But they said, no, we're going to do this for him. And man, I'm telling you, man, I ain't got nothing but big love, mad love for that type of movement. And hopefully it's an example of how we should be in the community. That's to me it was. To me it was like, dang. That's how we're supposed to be in the community. You know what I'm saying?
And especially when the cameras are off. Like,
yeah, no cameras.
You know, everybody's
right.
there. Like when it's fresh. Like last year when all this stuff happened.
Oh man.
And then you seen all the T-shirts, you know, which is cool, which is an act of kindness, and that's all good. But after that, immediate popularity of whatever's going on dies down.
Right.
Then you start to see who's still there. You know what I mean? How many friends you really got? You know what I mean? Right. Everybody's your best friend when your name is all over Facebook. But then after, when people move on and start talking about something else, then you'll find out who you really got, who's still there, and who's still trying to do something. And these young ladies are
awesome
examples of when, like, after the smoke clears, who's still going to be standing there in the dust. And these
the ladies that's doing this, man. And you brothers, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know all of y'all, my little dudes. We kick it, we chops it up. When y'all see me, y'all need to get on board with these ladies. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm asking if y'all help them out at least somewhere. At least be there to support it. You know? Yeah. Y'all my little dudes. Y'all know y'all my dudes, man.
Yeah, buy a ticket.
Hey,
even if you don't want to go to the dinner, buy a ticket.
So stop that day. Say I'm not going to just go one day without a blunt. And chip in.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is recorded.
No loud packs.
It'll never go away. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna buy 2 tickets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy 2 tickets for the dinner.
I'm sneaking in.
And I'll be back for the party.
Hello. Now, also, that Stand Up for Student Real Youth, that's what it's called, the 12th. I called the lady out, Sister Jackie, and what I wanted to say to her was, I'm also proud of her for is because this thing says Stand Up for Steubenville Youth. Do you know she was attacked for that? I had to take a pause for the call.
Right. What's the problem?
Who attacked somebody who says Stand Up for Steubenville Youth? What's the mindset who would give her wicked and crazy emails? What's the mindset of somebody who would send goofy, stupid posts to her?
Trying to chase off positive with negative.
Yeah, but I mean, with something that says Stand Up for Youth,
right?
And I had to check somebody on our UPM page who said, "Oh, I ain't warning that thing up, Jim Woods. I don't know what that's about. I got different feelings." Man, just the language should get you moving, man.
Right.
Stand Up for Steubenville Youth. I don't care if I was, and some people who protesting downtown is also supporting this. I talked to them. I talked to some of them protesters down there without the masks on. They have them down there either. But they say what they doing it for. And they say that some of them check me and tell me and say, "Dawg, one young lady, that's my girl." And she always tell me, she said, "Look, the real Anonymous is not even in the United States. So I don't know why they think that what they see downtown is the real Anonymous. And I know the real Anonymous when they coming here. That's what you thought they was. They probably pulling strings from somewhere else." But another thing is, we just want to say that we have been told that the Steubenville Pep Band is going to show up to give us some of that real live Yeah. We're gonna get some of that jumping off. The pep band from Big Red. Yeah, student will stand up. Superintendent is supposed to show up. And if you see him, Uncle Wu said if you show up, you're gonna have to have something to say too. You don't want him in the background somewhere. I'll tell him myself. He know I will. We also have forget the name, but the whole purpose of this other one. So if you know some youth, we're encouraging youth to come up for this rally too. Right. Because this is who we're standing up for. We want them to come up and see who is there for them.
Well, I have my crew there.
Yeah, there you go. And another purpose of that is we're gonna have some people that's, I don't want to say behavioral, Jefferson behavioral, but it's somebody that's dealing with people who are dealing with trauma. What's that called? Like when you
some form of support group.
Yeah. That deals with trauma or something like that. I forget the name right now, so I don't want to throw nothing out there. But it's something of a support group that deals with those type of reactionaries that gives some people some type of comfort, of what's happening. And we also want Timothy McVeigh to come up there and tell us what's in line.
Timothy McVeigh.
What's his name? Oh. Oh man, see, this recorded. They're gonna tell him I called him that. I can't take it back. I didn't type this. Yeah. Superintendent McVeigh. No, Mike. Yeah, Mike. That's his name. Mike McVeigh. He's gonna call me for this all day and then night. It's gonna be all now. Him. We don't want Timothy McVeigh, you better not show up. You probably still locked up somewhere. But anyway, McVeigh, yeah, him. I just call him McVeigh, so I'll mess his name up again. Sheesh. We want to know what's in line. See, it took him to catch it, because I would have been calling him Timothy all night. But we want him there too, also to let parents know what's in line for safety from now on for these children, so everybody can feel safe and comfort. So they have some people that's in line to speak, and it's not just going to be a free fall, but he also asks people, if you do have some ideas you want to speak, inbox her. If you can't inbox her or you don't know her, contact myself or Michael Jett, and we'll pass it on to her. Right. Myself and Michael Jett is not running this or spearheading this. We're supporting this here. Right. That's what we are. We're supporting this sister for what she's doing. We want to know you got backbone right here with you, and we protecting you. And as I told her on Facebook, we don't need security up there. I'm going to be honest with you. We are security. That's right. We're going to be security. And if the drama comes, we'll dial 911 when we're done. Okay. And listen, before we go, I'm going to let Uncle Wu send us out. I'm going to let him send us out, but I'm going to give my final thoughts. Whichever side, wherever you stand with this situation that's going on, that's your right. Whether you feel like that there's been a wrong done to a female, or you might feel like the young men are being railroaded, whichever side you're on, that's your prerogative and that's your choice. My advice to you is whatever your feelings are, let peace, righteousness, and the love of God be your guide before you say anything. I'm going to end like that. Great. But I wasn't done yet. But I got one more thing, and that's the United Peace Movement. A lot of people thought the movement don't went to sleep. It's not to sleep, and we still moving. We've been going since April of last year. United Peace Movement is a bunch of concerned folks. We came out. Most people were screaming, where was all these people at when the black-on-black crime was going down? Good question. But, those who is screaming it, some of y'all wasn't there either. But that's okay. We got concerned people anyway. United Peace Movement come out to march every Monday. Every Monday at 5 o'clock, between 5 and 5:30, and we take different churches and we meet there, and then we go to the streets. We go to the streets and have meetings on the corners, in the projects, in different places where what you consider bad people to be. We're not classifying people no more. We don't go out there as drug counselors. We don't go out there as teachers and none of that. We go out there as comforters and people bringing peace and love back in the neighborhood. That's what we do every Monday. And we ain't stopped yet. They did stop because it got cold, and I've been gone for about 3-4 months. But God then sent me right back home, so I'm back home in Steubenville, and we picked the ball back up. They was meeting on 1st and 3rd Mondays. Now we're going 2nd and 4th Mondays back to the street. It's cold outside, so what we're going to do is not meet. So if you say I ain't going out there, that's kind of crazy. It is. So we ain't going outside just to sit on corners and have a meeting. What we're going to do is just meet this week at the corner of 5th and Dock. which is Mama Neat's Coffee House, they call it. And I'm so honored that they gave my wonderful Dynamite, and I call her my mother too. She called me her son, Miss Slappy, Mama Nita Slappy. They named this place after her. And it's so beautiful, man. You know, and this was something that you would think that you would see in the black community would do. But no, Sister Catherine was a sister who just said, I'm going to do it. And, you know, so that's why I say it's not about color. It's about your character and your heart. And that's what she did for them. And we're going to meet there at 5:30, 5 o'clock and 5:30, 5th and Dock. All you got to do is come right there in that corner and you will see us at that house. There's coffee in there for those who say it's too cold. There's coffee. We're going to have hot coffee and we're going to take a walk through the neighborhood. Not to stand, but just to let people know there's still a presence of the United Peace Movement. We have not stopped yet. I repeat, we have not stopped yet. And we'll be continuously posting up on Facebook and everywhere else where we're going to be meeting at the different churches. So stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, in closing, because it is about that time. We're supposed to do only an hour. I don't know why Nephew Jet always hold us over longer. I just don't get this. But I just like to say also, man, the love is what's needed, y'all, and the unity. So whatever is going on in your heart or in your mind, please let your mind check with your heart to make sure that it's the right decision that you're making. Because, man, once we put something out there, you can't take it back. You can't take it back. And me, I throws it out all the time because I get frustrated with certain situations, and I'm going to let you know if you're wrong, because I know there's some out there can't wait to catch Uncle Wu. I know you can't wait. And them old jokers with the masks on, they really can't wait. They searching and looking. Now, if you're looking at my past, pull it up all you want to. I've been there, done that. But I'm going to say this here. What I'm doing now cannot match, my past cannot match what I'm doing now. Just as Nephew Jet, he had a past, but what he's doing now is outweighing that. He's doing good in the neighborhood, and that's what we all should be doing. So whatever you can do to help us with the unity in the community, feel free to step out there and do it. Most of us is tired. They got the Tigers organization. I want him to talk about what they're coming up with, but we'll get you on that next time. What they doing and where they at and what they're trying to do with the season. We'll get that always every year. And I don't want to talk about their team because they just did so much. So, y'all did good, man. Once again, congratulations. We never got to congratulate y'all on the Uncle Wu show.
Yeah. Oh, we had two championship teams this year.
Two championships.
Our Bantam team, they were 11-0, undefeated, and champions again. First time they've been champions since 2007. They're champions again. And my JV team, we were 10-1, but we won the championship for our third year in a row. We did the three-peat. Yeah. And I'll big shout out to all those kids from all the way from the 2010, 2011, and 2012 squads. And while I'm here, I also want to give a shout out to my man that was my quarterback on the 2010, 2011 squads, Johnny Agresta, and congratulate him.
Was he your quarterback?
He was my quarterback.
Oh.
On the 2010, 2011 championship team, and he was a key defensive player on our 2011 team that didn't give up any points in the regular season. We had 10 straight shutouts.
Wow.
He was selected. He was submitted and selected to play in the junior ranked All-American game for ages 11 through 13. They flew out to Los Angeles.
What?
And they had a lot of activities for the kids out there. He played for the West squad, and they played in Home Depot Stadium out in Los Angeles. It's a great experience for a kid. We're going to try to get some more kids from this area out that way to experience it because it's a beautiful thing. It's something that he said he would definitely love to do again. But he represented well, and they said he had the best feet on the team. And the coach said, man, you got great feet. You got the best feet on the team. Where you from? And he looked at me, he held his chin up and told him with pride, I'm from Steubenville.
That's right. I thought you was done.
Well, you dragged me back in.
I love this brother. Boy, I'm telling you, you never push him in a corner. He coming out. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my brother Joseph. He just gave me a message. He said he's with us on February 2nd if we're going down. Appreciate it, Joseph. Thank you very kindly. Thank all y'all for listening. Go out, show some love. Look out for the elders. It's cold outside, man. See if you can shovel their snow for free. Somebody. See if you can go out there and help an elder shovel their snow off their car. And most importantly, please look out for the youth. We need them. They are our future. You might be in the crutches or on a cane or something. Might need them to help you cross the street. Jive turkey, do something good in the hood. I'm gone, Uncle Woo. We out of here. See you on Facebook or something. I know they coming after me. I'm waiting too. I'm gonna get me a mask and stand right next to him. They ain't gonna know it's me.